Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Disgruntled teachers at Paul Bogle High in St. Thomas stage sick out. More than half of the teachers at Paul Bogle High School have embarked on a sick out reportedly to protest poor leadership. It is reported that educators at the St. Thomas Bay School were blocked to work on Thursday, and today only 27 of the 59 teachers turned up for work. A source close to the institution told reporters that teachers wanted better leadership and communication from Principal Kerry Kelly. The principal has been very arrogant, and the principal refuses to address issues that we are facing. They had a meeting yesterday, and after all the talking, nothing was resolved, the source calmly said, adding that it has been a long-standing problem. He shot at them, and whenever there's a problem and he's not satisfied, this is his general approach, the source told reporters. Calls to the principal's cell phone have gone unanswered. The source also told reporters that classes had been merged to deal with the absence of teachers. That's a lie. Angry Bernard Lott settlers confronts Holness. Prime Minister Andrew Holness was on Friday confronted by an angry would-be homeowners at the informal development in St. Catherine, which is now being regularized by the authorities. He was confronted by the woman who said she had been building an 8-bedroom house on the land during a visit on the community a day after the demolition exercise wiped out nearly all supposedly illegal structure.
What about a person like me, a mother of 3, living in a rent house that rent raised every 3 months? I am very uncomfortable. Building an 8-bedroom here for my kids, and before you even come and say something, they even state that we were issued with a warning, which was a lie. That was a lie, and it was written from the person. That is also a lie. No, and they didn't find out how we got the land. It wasn't captured by me. I paid for my land.
Okay.
I paid 3 times because I couldn't afford it 1 time.
Oh, you made down payments, installments.
Right.
Okay.
I got my receipts.
When we examined the situation, we only acted when we were certain that certain steps were taken. So we had the evidence of the posting of stop orders. I will. So no, you.
That's a lie.
Please.
I'm going to just respond to her very
Please,
quickly, and then a
allow
lady
the
there.
lady's question to be answered.
Right.
Please.
I'm going to just respond to her very quickly, and then a
allow
lady
the
there.
lady's question to be answered.
Right. So that's one. Then number 2, the land that you claim to purchase, right? The government would want to know which arm of the government.
2 dead, 2 wounded after shooting in Flanco. 4 people were shot, 2 fatally, by unknown assailants in Flanco, St. James Thursday night. Preliminary reports reaching reporters are that shortly after 10 p.m., rampaging gunmen sprayed bullets on a group of patrons at a shop in Flanco. After the shooting subsided, 4 people were discovered suffering from gunshot injuries. They were rushed to hospital where 2 of the injured were pronounced dead. It was murder. Cops begin criminal probe into 79-year-old's death. The death of an elderly man found dead at his home in Springfield District, Thompsontown, Clarendon in August, has been classified as murder. This was after a post-mortem examination was done on Saturday on the body of 79-year-old yam farmer Lanford Henry. Police had reported that on Wednesday, August 3, 2022, vendors went to purchase yam from Henry, who lived alone. On reaching the home, they called out but no response. Residents became concerned and contacted his relatives. A pastor who visited Henry's house discovered his body on the ground in an unfinished section of the house. He had what appeared to be blood on the front of his head. The pastor contacted the police, who found Henry's body lying on its side against a coal pot. A small wound was observed on the back of his head. A black flashlight was also seen on the wall next to his right hand. Police said a check of the house was made and all appeared to be normal. The scene was processed and the body removed to the Maple Hospital, where it was confirmed dead. On Saturday, a post-mortem found the cause of death was a complication due to a chop wound to the back of the head. The police immediately launched a murder investigation. No motive nor suspect has been identified. No. A push by the trio of lawyers representing Portland businessman Everton Beatrice South McDonald to have a particular statement disclosed 2 months ahead of his trial in September next year was on Thursday sharply rebuffed by Supreme Court Judge Justice Finnett Graham Allen over concerns about the safety of the witness. Justice Graham Allen was presiding over the case managing hearing of McDonald and his co-accused Oscar Barnes for the July 2020 murder of Tonya McDonald. The businessman's wife at the Home Circuit Court in downtown Kingston had inquired whether all parties were satisfied that full disclosure had been made and was told yes. The initial yes of the defense, however, turned into a no because of one of three items prosecutors explained had not yet been disclosed. The count in detailing the three said two documents were on a seal by the court, while the third, which was a statement, is being withheld as they were not prepared to disclose the identity of the maker until 2 weeks before the start of the trial in September next year. Defense attorney Earl Hamilton, who along with attorneys Courtney Rowe and John Jacobs represents McDonald in an attempt to pull back on the agreement, said the timeline was too short and instead requested that the court allows for the disclosure to be done 2 months before. That proposal was, however, shot down by the judge. No, the rules are very strict. We are living in a country and the courts must be seized of what is happening. We have had situations where the material was disclosed the Friday before the Monday when the case is supposed to start. You know what happened? The Saturday witnesses were interfered with and threatened. That is the reality in our country. So if the prosecutor is saying 2 weeks before, I think that is more than sufficient time, Justice Graham Allen declared. I am not prepared to give any 2 months, 2 weeks. It is going to be, and you have an appreciation of what is taking place. One has to be very careful and be aware of what is happening in our country. We cannot turn a blind eye, Mr. Hamilton, she continued. Hamilton, in attempting to explain the attorneys were aware of the situation the judge was alluding to, said the 2 months were thought to be reasonable given the difficulty in getting instruction from their client because of the location where he is housed. I have said what I have said, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. This is a particular document that falls in that particular category. There is a reason why it is going to be disclosed 2 weeks before of the trial. I am not prepared to give any more time, 2 weeks, the judge emphasized. Did you say 3 weeks, Hamilton? Deadpanned. 2, TWO, the number 2. Don't misquote me. When I have rule, I have rule. Justice Graham Allen rapped. When Roe resurrected the matter, some moments later stating that the defense was under the impression that it would have been given as like a statement without the real name of the witness, first and then the true identity states later, Justice Graham Allen said there is a law on it. This is not something that the prosecutors picked out of their head. It is not unique to Jamaica. Meanwhile, the defense team on Thursday revealed that McDonald and his co-accused Barnes, who have been charged with the murder of Tonyan, had opted to trial by a jury. The trial is expected to begin in the Home Circuit Division of the Supreme Court on September 18, 2023, and will run for 7 weeks, ending on November 3rd. Mr. McDonald was charged with the murder in August 2020. He and Barnes are standing trial together for that matter. The prosecution on Thursday said the crown would be calling 25 witnesses, while the defense said it would be calling 7 witnesses for McDonald and 2 for Barnes. Barnes will be called as one of the 2 witnesses in his defense, the court was told by his attorney Ernest Davis. McDonald's attorneys said that they would be hinging their case on the issue of identification, while Davis and identification and alibi would be the main issue where his client was concerned. McDonald, also called Mr. Mac, was charged along with Barnes, otherwise called Tiny, of Epsom District on Otter Bay, St. Mary, and 56-year-old Danvin Minter, otherwise called Bubble, a fisherman of Ranch Hill, Portland, after an intense investigation. During the course of that probe, details emerged linking the accused to the murder of his first wife, Marlene, who had been shot dead outside her home in Bontebrook, Portland in May 2009. The allegations are that he had paid a police detective to kill her after their marriage combat in 2007, and she had left the matrimonial home. According to allegations, McDonald gave the order for his second wife to be killed, how it should be done and why. McDonald, it is being alleged, wanted her to be stabbed instead of being shot because the first wife had been shot and he did not want the second killing to lead back to him. McDonald is alleged to have told Minter that he would get $3 million to commit the murder. Minter in September 2020 appeared before the Home Circuit Court, said he participated in the murder of Tonyan, who had trusted him. For his confession, Minter was sentenced to 19 years in prison. Minter also told the court at the time that he subcontracted the hit to Barnes and then stood watch. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click